will see food ripped out of the hands of children through nearly $200 billion in SNAP benefit cuts, which will impact as many as 6 million black children and teens across this nation.
As we've reported, tomorrow afternoon, President Trump is expected to sign his so-called big, beautiful bill into law, but not without strong opposition from Democratic lawmakers.
The president's signature domestic policy legislation passed in the House today strictly along party lines without a single Democrat voting in favor of it.
Joining us to talk about the impact the bill will have is Representative Jonathan Jackson from Chicago's 1st Congressional District and a member of the Congressional Black Caucus. Congressman, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Scott. Thank you, Tia.
So you've called it one big ugly bill. I want to start with your concerns, Congressman, for the 1 in 5 Chicago families that currently rely on the SNAP program.
Well, sure. You're looking at almost 30% of Illinois' 1st Congressional District that will be impacted by this. You're looking at 1 in 4 people in the 1st Congressional District that will be impacted by the Medicaid. Almost 1 in 3 on the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program. So you're going to see a growing sense of hunger that will continue to hit our area. You'll see more increasing wait lines for people in hospitals. It's just bad. And I think the more people know, they'll find out that this bill was brutal. And it's going to be inflicted upon the poor, the marginalized, the elderly, and the young are going to feel it the most. I would anticipate that people get a sugar high early on. There will be some tax benefits to come into most income holders, and then that will expire. For example, when you look at the no tax on ticks, that expires in 2028. So the bigger tax items will continue to stay in place. They've been made permanent. And then the smaller taxes on tips, which is a good idea, those will expire. And then people will feel the sting of what Mr. Trump has left them with as he flies away in his gift from the Qatari government of a 747 that he asked for.
Congressman, you spoke about Medicaid. The bill slashes nearly $1 trillion from Medicaid programs. What does that mean in terms of the future of health care? What will it look like for low-income families?
Well, if you're looking at 17 million people, if you're looking at almost 60% of the seniors that are in senior housing, I mean, not senior housing, but in nursing homes, they're going to be impacted by, which means we're going to have to take our parents in. There'll be fewer caregivers to be able to offer their services. You look at 1 in 4, almost 40% of the children across the United States of America are given birth not only by God, but by the Medicaid system. So poor people that are in marginalized communities. In the 1st District of Illinois, you're going to look at, we've got 5 safety net hospitals, meaning they are under acute pressure just to stay in business. Some we would anticipate would have to close, and it's going to be increasingly difficult. There's nothing in there that's kind or there's nothing in there beautiful. Unless you have a lot of money, unless you have most of the things that you want, and unless you don't see the working poor, then you may find it beautiful if you have a disdain for them. But if you have compassion and care for the most vulnerable, you're not going to be happy.
We heard from the Black Caucus off the top coming out of the break. You're a member, tried but failed to sway just 4 Republicans to stall the bill. Could you just give us a quick idea, your mind, what the midterms are going to look like as a result of the passage of this bill?
Oh, I think it's going to certainly tilt it in the favor of the Democrats. This is going to unwind. This is going to become more disappointing the more people understand about it. Mind you, there are 220 Republicans, 212 Democrats out of 435. We've got 3 seats where Democrats have died in office in Arizona, Texas, and Virginia, where the Republican state legislatures have not put those seats back up for re-election. So those persons are now being disenfranchised. They don't have a representative, and 2 other Republicans came over to make the final vote 218 to 214. If we had those 3 other votes, we'd be at 217. So every vote counts.
Well, Congressman Jonathan Jackson, we appreciate you coming on with us and breaking it all down. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Back to you, Scott.